I love to boogie on a Friday night. Next Friday, right? T-Rextacy in town. They are playing the Victoria Hall. And joining me on the line right now, we got Danielz. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm not bad, mate. Not bad. It's Friday. A lot of people have been back to work this week, so for them, it's a bit of a relief to be Friday, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. It'd be a good relief for some, bit of cosmic rock for everybody.
Yeah. So next Friday, of course, you land in Stoke-on-Trent. It's your first gig of the year, isn't it?
It is. That's when we kick off the actual tour. Quite early on in January as well. But hopefully, on the 12th, people will kind of come out and have a good time.
Yeah, and you've been to Stoke before. It's a given. The good people down here, they love to boogie, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we've played Stoke off and on through over the last 2 decades, I think, and I think that we started playing it with Slade first of all back in the day, and then when we went out on our own, we started playing Stoke on our own, and it's worked every time. And the nice thing is, people come out and see us, and we've got a very loyal following, which is nothing much I can ask for more than that.
No, not at all. And because here in Stoke-on-Trent, Slade, like you've just mentioned, and Roy Wood were just up the road, so glam rock was so big here. And the Victoria Hall where you're playing, all the bands played there in the 70s.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's you mentioned Roy Wood. Roy Wood's someone else that I know, and we played plenty of gigs with him as well. So it's nice to kind of keep it all in this kind of big glam rock family where you've got us now, and you've got Slade, you've got Roy Wood. There's not that many left. So people have got to come out now and enjoy it while you can.
yeah, of course. Last year, 2017, obviously it's gone now, but it was quite an anniversary year. Of course, for Mark Bolan, he would have been 70 last year, and for the band, you were going 25 years, I think, last year, weren't you?
I've been doing it for 25 years, and it's a long time. I mean, more than Mark Bolan did it, which is ironic, really, isn't it? But yes, it was a very special year, because it was Mark's 40th anniversary as well, and we ended up playing quite a big gig where we invited, friends of ours to come on stage and sing a few Mark Bolan songs. We arranged this thing at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, and people we know like Mark Almond came along and sang some songs with us, and Holly Johnson from Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols, and we had Tony Visconti flew over from New York, who was Mark Bolan and David Bowie's producer. Yeah. He conducted a string quartet for us, and it was a really lovely evening, having all quite big stars singing on the stage with us, really. Yeah,
it's a testament to how good the band is, because Mark's family, Gloria, Roland, all support the band, and if you go onto the website, the people that you've worked with, like you just mentioned a few over the years, it's just been brilliant.
Yeah, and it's kind of been brilliant for me as well, because when I formed this band back in 1992, I never dreamt that now, right up this date, that I would look back and think, my God, I've played with people like Mott the Hoople, Ian Hunter, Uriah Heep, all these bands, Slade, Sweet, that I grew up buying those records, and now I'm on the same stage as they are. Yeah. And it's not. I mean, after a while, you can't help but get a little bit blasé, because after you've done a few gigs with these people, you tend to go on the same. You are on the same level as they are. But when we first started doing it, it was quite amazing thinking that I've still got their albums and singles that I bought when I was a teenager, and now I know these people, and some of them are friends now, which is quite unique. It's amazing to me, really.
Yeah. Well, I can remember seeing you in interviews in the 90s, and you collected quite a lot of memorabilia. Like you said, you bought records, but you collected memorabilia, of course, T-Rex stuff. And was that what sort of led you into making the band? The fact you were just a big fan, and you wanted to do something?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I see a lot of tribute bands, and when you ask them personally, or where they're interviewed, sometimes they are very wary of their answers, because some of them aren't exactly super fans of the artist that they're portraying. With me, I formed T-Rextacy purely and simply because I am such a big Mark Bolan fan, and that was the only reason I formed it. The fact that it's been going 25 years, I can only sort of say it's because I'm still such a big fan, and every time I go on stage, it actually feels like I'm doing it for the first time again, because the music's so fantastic.
Yeah. Mark was such a massive part of the 70s, and obviously, like I say, he died in 77. And I think his legacy, obviously you carried it on, but should be bigger, because like how much he sold record-wise in the 70s. He stopped Elton John getting to number one, and the actual legacy, I don't think is as big as it should be. People talk about him and everything like that, but I don't think he's on the pedestal of some other people who were around at the same time.
No, you are right. What makes me laugh, you say that he stopped those big artists getting to number one. The other side of that, of course, is you had people like Benny Hill preventing Mark getting to number one.
Yes, of course, yeah. So
you had the other side of it. But I know exactly what you mean. Mm-hmm. People kind of name drop, like, you said Elton John, you got Rod Stewart, all those big, massive stars now. And Mark tends to get not as much publicity as those other really big stars. But there again, I suppose they're still alive. Yeah. And Mark died when he was 29, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. I think if Mark was alive today, I think he would have got that credibility that he rightly deserves.
Yeah, for sure. So, talking about T-Rextacy, you played thousands of shows across the world. Besides the UK, where do you really like to go out and play, or is it just a case you like to play anywhere?
Japan.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, we've played Europe, oh God, dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and we've played the Far East as well, places like Abu Dhabi and places like that. But when we were offered we were lucky enough to get two really good tours of Japan. One of which, the concert, was actually filmed by NHK TV and televised, and that was quite pretty good. But Japan is like another world. It's not just the gig; it's everything that surrounds the gigs. Because out there, people still love rock and roll as much as they used to in the 70s in this country. Because you can walk down one street in Japan, and one street will be full of just record shops, believe it or not. That all there would be is just one street of record shops selling official albums, bootleg albums, DVDs, official and non-official. No one seems to mind out there. But the nice thing, of course, is, and I've said this plenty of times as well, doing the second tour of Japan made it even better, because it enabled me to meet up with David Bowie as well.
I've seen the picture. I've seen the picture today.
So that was quite nice to have a little chat with him, because if we hadn't gone to Japan, that meeting would never have happened.
Did he tell you about his experience with Mark?
Well, it was only literally a few minutes, because we were both on the Bullet Train platform. We were both played gigs in a place called Fukuoka in Japan. He was off to Russia, and we were back to Tokyo to do a tour. So while waiting for the Bullet Train, that's when we had the little chat and the photos together. But when I went up to him, I went up to him and I said, "Hi, my name's Danielz. I'm from this band called T-Rextacy." And he said to me, "I know who you are. I've been reading about you," because we were getting quite a lot of press out there. So the nice thing about that was that we were able to have a discussion one-to-one. Not him thinking, "Well, who is this guy?" Yeah. So he already knew me. But I did say to him, "Do you still miss Mark?" Because I don't know if you know, but Mark and David were really good friends.
Yeah.
And he, without even sort of thinking about it, said to me, "I miss him every day." And it's such a nice thing to say without even thinking about it. And I thought, I believed that he still misses, he still missed Mark. That hopefully they're together now.
Yeah. As well as playing live, you've released your own singles and albums. Blue Moon Juice, I think, was the last one, wasn't it? 2015.
The last release we did was on Madman Records, which was a red vinyl 7-inch of White Christmas.
Yes,
that was the very last one that we did. We reissued that, and we had represses for the Christmas just gone. We just thought it would be a nice thing for a tribute band that's attributing to Mark Bolan, playing a Bing Crosby song in the style of Hot Love.
Yeah,
and we just thought we just thought that'd be quite a cool thing to do, and it took off quite well. So again, we had repressings done of that, and they sold out. And out of all the repressings, I think there's very few left in storage now, which is really nice. So we've released a few things on Columbia Records as well, and also on Madman Records. And it's nice for a tribute band to put our own stamp on them, because it's pointless doing songs, recording songs, trying to replicate them identically without putting your own little feel of, like, if you're playing a lead guitar break or something. It's nice to keep the spirit of Mark Bolan and the sound that he made, but perhaps make it just a tiny bit different, bringing it into the 21st century. Yeah. Because everybody that wants to hear how it was and how it should be played might as well go out and hear the originals.
Of course, yeah. And you also do, like you said, Bing Crosby, but you've done other songs in the style of T-Rex as well.
Yes. Yeah, we've recorded Cigarettes and Alcohol, the Noel Gallagher Oasis song, because Noel admitted that he completely ripped off Get It On. Yeah. So what we thought it'd be a nice idea is to record Cigarettes and Alcohol, but identical to Get It On. So we did, again, the old White Christmas trick. So we did an Oasis song in the style of a T-Rex song. But we also, as well, sometimes, when we've just played New Year's Eve, and we like to do something a little bit different. So we sometimes play the old Undertone song as well, Teenage Kicks.
Yeah, good song.
Because that's very, not only is it slightly Bolanic in its own way, but one of my favourite DJs who helped Mark Bolan as well on his way to stardom was John Peel. And John Peel has always been one of my favourite DJs back in the day. And it's also, when we play it, it's nice to say this is for John Peel as well as Mark Bolan and the Undertones as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in Stoke. It's only a week away. So, ride into town and give it all you've got next Friday. We're going to play Cigarettes and Alcohol. I've got that version with me, T-Rextacy.
Right.
But thank you very much for coming on the phone. Like I say, enjoy your time in Stoke next week.
Cheers. Thank you for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure.